Hi there, this is Carol Grant, your estate planning attorney here in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Today, I have a guest with me. I have one of my clients who is a caregiver. And in the process, or actually before she became a caregiver, we had to basically create estate planning documents for the person that she's caring for. So I want to ask her a few questions just to kind of give you the background. So, Sandra, you've been a caregiver for how long?
Since 2019.
Okay, and the relative that you're caring for, what is her diagnosis?
She right now is at stage 6 Alzheimer's.
Exactly. All right. So, one of the things when I first met with the client, which is the person you're caring for, we talked about estate planning being effective to avoid a guardianship. So one of the things we had to do was to create a healthcare surrogate and a durable power of attorney. So explain to us, have you been able to use the healthcare surrogate to care for that relative?
Oh, yes, absolutely, for sure. And I just want to say, I want to thank Carol so much for directing me to do this to begin with when we first realized her diagnosis in 2019. And ever since then, I have been able to be fully involved in all of her health care, including providing a new primary care physician for her. I have accessibility to her medical records, all her diagnostic records that is now needed for the next step of care that she's going to need in the near future. And aside from the healthcare, the POA is also important in dealing with her bank accounts. I have to pay all her bills, so I am able to do that. I am now also involved with anything regarding her Medicare insurance. So anything that I need to talk about her health care, I have to go through Medicare, so I have to provide that POA. So now Medicare can speak with me and I can speak with them regarding her care or any changes, and that's how I was able to change for her primary. And also her, her car insurance, her homeowners association, everything regarding any of her living expenses, any of her living responsibilities, I am now able to speak on behalf of her.
And just based on when we first met, the understanding that if that relative were ever, and she has been diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's, right? And understanding that if you did not have those estate planning documents in place, then you would have ended up in a guardianship, because that relative, all her assets were titled in her name alone, which is fine because she's still alive, so that's fine. But in terms of having access to her bank accounts, to be able to handle all her finances, all her health, you have avoided a guardianship, which is fantastic because we've talked about the fact that a guardianship is costly. It's not private, it is a public event. And here you are now being able to care for your relative without having to go through that additional expenses. And I think that is key. As far as the healthcare, you would have been the healthcare proxy if she is found to be incapacitated. But the great thing about it is she didn't need to have a proxy because she designated you to take care of her, which is amazing. So do you have any final words before we close out?
All I can say is, now going through this journey, anyone that is currently beginning this journey, there's just no question. It is absolutely necessary to have all those legal documents in place, the POA and the healthcare surrogacy and proxy. Only because when you are in the midst of being a caregiver and as that loved one begins to decline even more, it's important for the caregiver to be able to fully take care of that person. It's not just what's happening to them physically or mentally, but it's all the aspects of their life that now becomes your responsibility. And to be able to do that in a very seamless way, it's a life changer. It really is. It helps to reduce your stress, and you have to take care of yourself too as a caregiver. It's very important to do that. And so to be able to have the assistance of an awesome attorney and to guide you and to educate you on this whole process and to be with you during the whole journey, it really is vital. And I'm just very blessed that I was able to meet Carol, and Carol has been with me during this journey for the last, goodness, now 5 years, right?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, and the loyalty is there, the commitment's there, and so please, anyone who is in this situation, highly recommend to get all these documents involved while your loved one can still make those decisions too.
I love it. That is really key, because I get a lot of calls, right? And people are saying, I need to have a POA for my mom, for my dad. And I have to ask the first question, where's mom? Where's dad? Can they call me? Can they communicate with me and tell me what they want? And unfortunately, many times they're already in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's or dementia. And by the way, Sandra, like myself, is a registered nurse and an acupuncture, so I'm a nurse lawyer and she's a nurse acupuncture. So we're both in the healthcare, field, and we understand the importance of it. So thank you so much for your time, and I highly commend you and just pray your strength, because being a caregiver takes an emotional and a physical toll on you, on all caregivers. So kudos out there, kudos to all our caregivers, and looking forward to speaking to you. If you have questions about estate plan and about how you can avoid a guardianship, reach me by calling me 954-404-8274, or you can go to my website carolgrantlaw.com and book a consultation. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate you. God bless.